Hey friends, I'm so glad that you are here and ready to do some fun yoga with me and with some friends. So I'm just gonna plug in real quick somewhere over here so I can make sure that we have lots of power and we don't get any little notifications. But how fun is this thing? Isn't that fun? So if you're like me, we haven't been going out very much. Hello, Lindley. Oh, Lindley, you will love this. So this is actually not hard to make. If you have some pipe cleaners, you could just cut out some paper in any shape with lots of colors and then put them into a styrofoam ball. Look around, check out the craft closet or the attic, or you know what would even be kind of fun? What if you took apart some of your old craft projects and remade them into new things? And you could probably find anything to use as a stick, like maybe a skewer if you have one in the kitchen or something like that. Gia, hello, and Siraj, I'm so glad you're here. Yay, Isabella, hello. Oh, I'm so excited to get started with our class. We're gonna wait just a second though. So anyway, I thought this thing was really fun. I've been cleaning out some closets because I had some time to do that, right? And I came across this thing and I thought to myself, wait a minute, we're doing a Lucky the Leprechaun theme for our yoga today, which means obviously there are going to be some rainbows, right? And this made me think of the rainbow. The color wheel would be a really awesome project also. If you guys want to do that maybe after our class today. If you do, I would love to see some pictures of that. Hello, Lizzie. Hey! Oh, so many friends are coming on. I'm excited. So, a couple of things that you might want to run around the house and gather. Don't really run in the house though, but walk gently and nicely over around the house to get maybe a dish towel, because we're going to be using some straps or dish towels. If you have yoga blocks at your house and you want to use those, you sure can. If you have a yoga mat, you can use a yoga mat, but you don't have to. You can also use a beach towel, or I'm going to be using the big rainbow mat today. So you don't really have to do anything that's the same as someone else. You can be creative. Whatever works for you is just fine. I'm having too much fun with this thing. Soel, hello! I'm so glad you're here. What a fun time we're going to have today. I feel like you're all right in the studio with me. All right, I'm going to force myself to put the pinwheel down. But I'll probably play with it some more later too. So today, let me back up so I can be on the mat with you. I'm also going to see if I can pick my camera up a little bit. I had a little bit of an internet problem earlier, so pardon me while I try to fix this. Do you know what I'm using to help hold it up? The Germex. Anybody been using some Germex lately? And some soap and water? That's good for us though. That's a good lesson to learn. So I'm on the rainbow mat and I have rainbows on my pants. So we're actually going to start with a rainbow section today. We'll grab our music real quick. And you know what? When I sit for yoga, I like to have a cushion. And I can do whatever I want in yoga, because yoga makes you feel happy and good. So we're going to start with a rainbow. The first rainbow thing that we're going to do is we're going to bring our feet together, and I'm going to introduce our very first character for today, and that is Rainbow Butterfly. So I want you to think about, hang on, I'm gonna get our song ready. You're gonna love the song. Okay, so I want you to think about two things. First of all, I want you in your mind, so we're gonna close our eyes in just a second, but not yet. In your mind, I want you to think about, what does your butterfly look like? Now this is important, okay? Because I want to see a picture of your butterfly after our class today. That's gonna be part of your homework. Some of the work I'd love for you to do is to draw a butterfly, but there's more coming about rainbow butterfly. Rainbow butterfly can be any color of the rainbow. Maybe even your butterfly changes colors. Mine does. I'm not going to tell everybody that. That's kind of a secret just with us. But my butterfly likes to change colors. It just depends on what my butterfly is feeling today. If it's feeling joyful, or maybe feeling kind of heavy, or maybe my butterfly is feeling light and speedy. That color for me is kind of orange, I think. If my butterfly is feeling satisfied and happy and content and pretty cool and chilled out with whatever is going on, that color for me, I think, is green. So maybe my butterfly is going to be green that day. What if my butterfly is feeling a little bit mischievous, maybe up to something silly? I think that day my butterfly would be lavender, I think. So you think about that. You decide what you think your butterfly is feeling today, and we're going to put our feet together on the bottom. I want to share with you something that is kind of a safety thing. You know, we like to be safe. I always want to be safe. One of the things that can make our ankles feel a little weak is if we hold on to our toes and then yank them back this way to our body and then do our butterfly stretch. Rather, what would be a better option, oh, by the way, I should tell you that Pink is here with me today, so she might come into our video. We'll just keep going if she does. Back to safe butterfly practices. Hands at the bottom of your legs, like where my leggings are meeting, right here by your ankles. We're gonna hold on and we're gonna sit up really, really tall. Now there's one really awesome thing we can do when we sit up tall. Somebody joined our group. I want to say hello. Ruthie is here. Who else is here? Some other friends are in too, but the names all scrolled back. So we'll stop in a bit and say hello to everybody. So with those feet together and our hands on our legs, we're going to sit tall. And here's the thing that we want to do that's so important. Are you ready for this huge, important thing? It's very simple, actually. Breathe. It's important to breathe. Do you know what will happen if you don't breathe? You will stop breathing. That's not okay. So here we are. We're so tall. Please take a breath. Let's exhale out of our nose. Put your hand here and see if you can feel it come out of your nose. Now we just did two things. We exhaled, we also got germs on our hands. So as soon as we finish with our yoga class today, we're definitely gonna go wash our hands with soap and water. Thumbs up from everybody? All right. Let's try that again, and this time, when we go down on our exhale and we bend over, I want you to feel what happens here. See if you can find that. Ready? Tall breath. All the way, all the air is out. Let out all the air. There's a little more, I think. Push all of it out. Now stay here. Now take a giant breath in. Oh, wow. And let it out. That was kind of hard. I didn't have much room for all my breath. Now, let's blow up a balloon. Are you ready? We're going to breathe in our nose, pull the air in, and blow up the balloon that is our body. Now stay up tall and let the air out. How cool is that? So have you ever been around, you've been driving around, and sometimes there's these really tall, like windy guy balloon thingies, and they have the really crazy hair on top or whatever, and their arms go everywhere. Let's think about being one of those guys, all right? We're nice and tall, we have our breath in big, and our legs are in the butterfly position. Holding on to the ankle, big breath. Exhale, blow the air out. Let the balloon guy shift all the way to the floor. Ready? Blow up the balloon guy. And let it out. Nice, nice. All right, here we go with some rainbow stuff. I'm going to turn the music up a little bit. I think you're going to like the song.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high.
We're moving our butterfly wings.
It's in a book, I'm reading a rainbow.
Ready? Find your heart. Take your heart over your toes. Ready? Wow, that feels nice. Can your elbows help you into your butterfly wings? Heart over toes. Bring it all the way back up. Very, very nice. That feels pretty good. So if you want to do that again, you sure can. That was awesome. We might visit that later on too. So another rainbow thing could be a bridge. And do you know what? I am working on my bridge. I don't have it. I used to have it, but then I quit practicing it. Yeah. So what happens when you quit practicing things? You forget how to do it, or your body says, we're not doing that anymore. Do you know that's the same with everything? If you practice being nice to people, then you're just going to always be nice to people. But what happens if you stop practicing being nice to people? You forget how to do it. Then you have to start all over. So it's best just to keep practicing all the things that you already do that are good for your body now, and then keep doing it until you're all the way into a grown-up person, and you won't have to worry about starting over. So I'm going to practice my bridge, but if you can do yours better than me, I think that's awesome. I'm still going to practice mine, just right where I am. You might want to use your cushion if you have it, or you can just be on the floor. If you are still learning or trying to do your bridge again like me, maybe you do want to have a cushion instead of being on a hard floor, because nobody wants to bang their head on the floor, right? Here we go, we're going all the way down. Do you think we could make our spine go one knuckle at a time down to the floor? Let's try. Maybe we hold on to our legs, and maybe we start up really tall, and then we're going to push our belly back, and then our belly button, and then our ribs, and we're going to start to go down as if we had bubble wrap under us, and it's going to go pop, 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 pop. Did you get there? Let's bring our feet really close to our hips. We're going to take our hands flat against the ceiling. Then we're going to bring our hands, fingers to the floor. Then we're going to bend them more and put our whole flat hand right on the floor. I'm going to move my hair around so that I don't pull it. So if you have long hair like me and you're pushing your hands on your hair, why don't you either tie it up or scoop it underneath your neck like I did? Are you ready to practice your bridge? Let's take a deep breath. Exhale, push with your feet, push with your hands, push, push, push. Now, tuck your chin, look at your belly, and come all the way back down. We're getting ready to come up. This is the funnest way in the whole world to come up. Are you ready? Let's do 2 legs. Take a breath, exhale, all the way up. Funnest in the world. I'm telling you. I know, because I tried all the ways. So I hope you liked our bridge. What did when we just practiced bridge, can you in your mind think about what you looked like when we were doing that? I'm going to come over and see if anybody has any thoughts about that. So we were just practicing bridge, and we just also were talking about what kind of butterfly? Rainbow. So were you thinking rainbow, that when you were doing that, your body looked like a rainbow? Hi, Tammy. Tammy's granddaughter is following. Awesome. Hey, Eilish. Awesome. Yay. Oh, we have so many friends. Hey, Dana. Wonderful. All right. I'm so glad you're all watching and practicing. So we just made a rainbow with our whole body. So basically now we can do anything in the whole world, right? Let's go ahead and stand up for the next rainbow that we have. Now, some of you already know how to do this rainbow because I do it in my dance classes a lot. But it's one of my favorite rainbows. I like bridge too because I'm working on it, but it's not my favorite because I don't have it all the way yet. When I get it all the way, it might be my favorite. But this thing is my favorite. Hands up, touch your foot in the back. Hands all the way up, touch back, and up and back. Now, did I still do that when I did this? Sure I did. For all the lazy people in the world, I'm moving my body. Excuse me. We like to be extra just a little bit, and so we're going to go all the way. How high can you reach? I want you to reach the highest that you possibly can, and I want you to put your foot back across you, way in the back diagonal. And anybody up for a challenge? You want a challenge? Here's your challenge. Can you put your heel on the floor every time that you go back? Yeah? You think you can? All right, ready? Let's try it. We're going to do 6 rainbows. Here we go. Reach, heel down. Reach. 3. We're halfway there. There's math. We have one more. And bring it down. I did an extra one because, you know, I'm a little extra. All right, so that's one way to do rainbow. Can I tell you that there's another way? Do you think, now did you raise your hand high if you really did reach the most high that you can every time you did the rainbow? I did. Nice, okay. Do you think we could get 1 inch more? Just 1 inch. I feel like we can. Let's try it together. Ready? Here we go. 1 inch more. 1 inch more. And more. Oh yeah. Wow, that feels even better, and I'm feeling really warm and loose in my shoulders too. Nice. We're going to take a side stretch and we're going to use our breath. So we're going to breathe up. On the exhale, this hand is going to reach away and this arm's going to reach away, and our arms look like the letter K. Bring it up and down. Other side. Breath is up. Exhale. Breathe and reach this hand, and on this exhale, push it down hard. Whatever it is, it's hard to push down. Let's do it again. Breathe up. Exhale. Let's bend this leg. Wow. Feel all that stretchiness right there? Breathe up. Exhale. Push down really hard. Use all your muscles. Other side. Breathe up. Bend this leg. Exhale. Reach. Oh my goodness. Breathe it up and down. I didn't even know that all these muscles in here were so tight for me today. All right, let's go on into our journey with Rainbow Butterfly. So Rainbow Butterfly, as you all know, goes all over the place. One of the places that she just went this week was to Ireland. I'm telling you, she gets all over the world. And in Ireland, she met a friend, Lucky Leprechaun, who is absolutely hysterical. I wish he could be here with us today, but you know, we're not being with friends right now, so he couldn't come. But he is hilarious, y'all. You would love him. And he was telling us this crazy story that he lost his frog He has a friend named Freddie Frog. He said that's his best friend. And Freddie Frog was lost, was crazy. So he was telling us about, showing us how he was trying to find Freddie. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you what Lucky was doing. He started with his feet all the way apart like this. Not too far. He was just far enough that he was still able to pick up one foot and then the other one. And what I thought was so neat, his toes were facing out. Because you know that's how leprechauns stand, with their toes facing out. And their knees, his knees were right over his little funny buckles of his shoes. You ever seen leprechaun shoes? They've got those big old buckles. His knees were right on top of the buckle. I'm telling you, it was crazy. We're going to breathe up and we're going to bring our hands together with a clap. When I say 3, we're going to clap our hands high and leave them together. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to bring our elbows toward each other all the way, all the way, all the way, almost there to the floor. And our hips are up or down. What feels better to you, up or down? And then he took 3 hops moving forward. So let's do that together. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's come all the way back up and all the way down. So you know what he did next? See if you can guess. If you said that he hopped backwards, you are correct. Now, have you ever in your life seen a frog hop backwards? I have not. So if you have, then you have been watching frogs more than I have. I've never seen it, but it was so funny to watch him do it. I just had to try it. So try it with me. We're going to check ourselves one more time. We're standing pretty far, but we can still pick up one foot and the other. And our knees are over our shoe buckles, right? Let's take a big breath. Clap our hands together. We're coming all the way down. Hands on the floor. Hips are high or hips are low. Can I tell you a secret? If you put your hips low, they will meet with the back of your arm and you can rest there. Now we're going to try to hop backwards. I don't know what this is going to look like, but we're going to try it. Ready? 3 hops. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All the way up and all the way down. Very, very nice. So Lucky Leprechaun told us that he hopped forward and backward all around the pond where Freddie Frog normally hangs out. But he couldn't find him anywhere. So we were like, well, what'd you do? Did you keep looking for him? He goes, well, I was really hungry. It was time for lunch, but I was gonna look for him in one more place. So he went over to the place where Yanni the unicorn lives. Now, Yanni the unicorn, of course, as you know, has a horn. And they always like to call his name when he's not looking. Because when they call his name, his horn moves first. So that he could be facing over here, and then they would call his name. So let's say it together. Yanni unicorn! And he'll be like, huh? And his horn goes first. So we're going to play a little game. We're going to go on all 4s. Let's get down to the floor in kind of a cool way. We're going to take our nose and breathe up, arms up. On our exhale, we're going to reach way to the front. Now, am I reaching way to the front? I am not. Am I now? Oh, yeah. All the way over, hands on the floor. Now, are you ready for a challenge? We're going to turn both toes under and be on the top of our feet and lower ourselves down. How was that? So here we are. We're in what we call all 4s. Let's check it and see if we have 4. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And maybe 5, 6, right? Now, all unicorns have a tail, so go ahead and wiggle your tail. All right, now, find your unicorn horn. Are you ready? When I call your name, Yanni Unicorn, you're going to turn around and look with your horn first. Yanni Unicorn. Oh, somebody call me? Yanni Unicorn. Look the other way. What? Let's go ahead and use our unicorn horn and draw a giant circle. Can we make our circle go the other way? Can you make your unicorn horn just hang down to the ground? Can you draw a little circle on the ground with your unicorn horn? And bring it all the way back up. Now, as Yanni Unicorn began to look for Freddy Frog with Lucky Leprechaun, they both decided that they needed to take a break and have a snack and some water, because you know water is really good for you. So we're going to let them have a little snack. If you were Yanni Unicorn, this is probably how you would have a snack. So let's try this together. Can you take your knees back just a little bit? When you take your knees back, you should still be able to wiggle your unicorn tail, all right? Now we're going to take ourselves almost all the way to the floor, because we're just pretending. We are not going to lick the floor. Please. We're just pretending. Are you ready? Elbows close to your body. Be careful of your unicorn horn. Don't let it touch the ground. Take a sip of water and come all the way back. Wiggle your tail. Let's do it again, and this time we'll let them have a snack. What do you think they eat? Oh, I know what they eat. Lucky Charms. You think that's it? All right, ready? Here we go. Have a snack. And all the way up. Come back. Wiggle your unicorn tail. Nice job, everybody. So after their snack, they decided they would go ahead and look for Freddy Frog again. He was nowhere to be found. They looked in the cave where Billy Bear was staying for a while. They looked all around the lake already. They looked all around in the meadow where Yanni Unicorn lives. He was nowhere to be found. So Billy Bear, let's take a look at Billy Bear real quick. So while we're here in Yanni Unicorn, maybe we turn our toes under here. And then remember the unicorn tail? Well, bears don't really have a big tail, but it goes up. And then it moves a little bit forward. Let's walk around in a circle like Billy Bear. Circle around. Maybe we're circling around a honey pot. Bears love honey. And you know what? Local honey is really good for you. I had some in my drink this morning. So, after we're done with our circle with Billy Bear, let's come up, and if you want to, give a roar. Roar! You know what Billy Bear likes to do a lot? He stands with his feet apart, because you know bears do that, because they don't have very good balance. I don't know if you knew that about bears, but it's true. And then they will just swing their arms around. Just like that. Now I will tell you, if you're being Billy Bear right now, and you're swinging your arms, and you are on purpose smacking into your brother or sister, they might get like Billy Bear and roar at you. Make sure you have a lot of room. Doesn't that feel good? And we're just going to let it stop. We're not going to make it stop. We're just going to quit moving and let it stop all by itself. How cool was that? That was fun. So Billy Bear says he's not in my cave. We don't know where Freddy Frog is, but this is getting kind of serious. It was starting to get dark. The sun was going down, so we're really kind of worried about it. They said, you know what? We have one more idea. Let's go and look on the mountain. So together, why don't you and I make a mountain together? This time we're going to bring our feet a little closer together. Remember when I asked you if you had a yoga block? This might be a time that you'd like to use a block. You can also use a pillow or a cushion. We're going to take ourselves over to the floor, and if you don't reach the floor so great, then maybe you can use something that will help you reach the floor. So here we are. We're going to take a breath in, because you know, it's yoga. We breathe a lot in yoga. Breathe up, exhale over, hands toward the floor or toward your block or your cushion, and your hips are going to be really, really high. Let's bend our legs, because we're going to warm them up just a little bit before we make them come into straightness. Now let's push our legs back as much as we can, and we're going to push with our hands. And there's two ways that we might look during our mountain. One way might be looking in front of our arm. Hello friends, I'm looking at you in front of my arm. Another way might be under your arm. Hello friends, I can now see you under my arm. So this is our mountain. Let's look around and see if we can find Freddy Frog. I don't see him over here, but maybe he's over there. Are you ready to go look over there? I don't see him anywhere. Let's come back and look at him on the mountain again. Freddy Frog, where are you? Nope, don't see him. Let's come back and look over there. Freddy Frog. He's nowhere. I don't see him. We're going to go back to the mountain and make a plan. And while we're making our plan, we're going to come in and talk to our friend, Peggy Pigeon. So let's take up 1 foot in the air, and we're going to cross it and bring it under our body and slide back. And then Lucky Leprechaun and all his friends had a team meeting. And they said, you know what, we need a plan. We've got to figure this out. We've got to find Freddy Frog before it gets dark. So Peggy Pigeon says, I have an idea. And they're all like, great. What is your idea? And they just knew she's really smart. So they just knew she had a great idea. And she said, why don't we use the other-legged pigeon? So everybody changed legs and went to the other leg. And then they were like, wait a minute, that was not a very good idea about finding Freddy Frog. So they had to think some more. What are we going to do? How are we going to find Freddy Frog? And where is he? So they came up with one more plan. They decided that they would go back to the lake and look once again at the lake and see if maybe he was there. So they thought it would be best if they did their frog hops one more time all the way to the lake. Are you ready to try frog hops one more time? Here we go. Let's do 3 to the front and 3 to the back. Feet are wide, hands are high. Clap together, bring it down. Ready? 3 hops. 1, 2, 3. Take it back. 1, 2, 3. They finally made it back to the lake, and guess what they saw? Yep, Freddy Frog sunning himself on a lily pad like he had no worries in the world when all his friends had been out looking for him. But they were so excited to see him and so happy that they all had a giant party with birthday cake and punch and ice cream. What else do you think they had at their party? Come on down and let's make a table. We're going to put our fingers to look at our body on the floor and our feet on the floor, and we're going to lift into table. So I think they probably also had some fruit, because what's a party without some fruits? So maybe some apples and oranges. And I'm sure they had a vegetable tray. I've never been to a party that didn't have a vegetable tray. What else do you think they had on their table? Some good stuff? I know what they probably did not have on their table. Soda. Because we know that's not healthy, right? We would never do that. I'm sure they had milk and water. Except except for Yanni Unicorn, because he's lactose intolerant, so he didn't have it. Then, after the party, they were all so tired and exhausted because they'd been walking around the whole neighborhood looking for Freddy Frog all day long, that everyone lay down in the sun just as the sun was starting to set and took a short little nap. So maybe after this class, you could do the same. After you take your nap, I want you to write a story about your rainbow butterfly. What color is your rainbow butterfly? And why is it that color? How is it feeling today? And then maybe you can make up a story about where it's going to fly. Obviously, this was a great story about Rainbow Butterfly meeting up with Lucky Leprechaun, because they got to hear about a story all the way from Ireland. So that was kind of cool. But I'd love to hear about your stories too. So maybe you can show us a picture later on of the butterfly that you're going to draw and tell us about your story. But before we do that, and before we end our class, we are going to just, maybe you want to lay down and rest during this time, but we're just going to talk a little bit about how we're feeling and to talk a little bit about breathing some more. So we're taking our breath in so big every single time that we're breathing, letting all the breath in. But what's also really important is that when we breathe it in, we need to breathe it out. And do you know what else you can breathe out? Yucky feelings and icky thoughts. Sometimes do you get thoughts that are not happy thoughts? Or maybe feelings about maybe a friend hurt your feelings. Do you know that happens to grown-up people too, all the time? But we can also make a page of mood shifters. I'm actually going to show you my mood shifters page in just a second. You can either make a real page, or you can just come up with things that are in your mind, like a favorite song, or remembering a time that you did something that was so fun and so awesome. But if you can have something that can help you change the way you're feeling or change the things that you're thinking about, it's really important. Because if we start thinking about things that are worrying us, things that make us feel scared, or things that make us feel funny in our tummy in not a good way, then those are the things that we want to change. And so we can breathe them out of our body. I know that seems really easy, and you're like, no, I can't do that. Yeah, you can. So, especially if you believe you can, right? So let's try it. Close your eyes, and let's be very comfortable. If your feet and legs don't feel good the way you're sitting, then make it feel good. You cannot do this wrong. How about that? The only way that you can sit comfortably for yourself is the right way. That's right, you can't do that wrong. Unless you're sitting on top of your brother, don't do that. I like to have a block under my leg sometimes. Feels good to me, so I'm going to do it. Then we're going to let our hands be wherever they want to be. Maybe they want to rest here in my lap. Maybe we want to put some fingertips together if we like to feel that way. And our eyes are closed, and we're going to think about something, and whatever came to our mind, we're going to decide if that was something that we want to think about. If it's not something we want to think about, can we exhale that away? Let's see. Exhale. Send it away. Now breathe in another thought. Maybe it's a thought of a day that was really fun for you. Maybe from the playground at school, maybe from going to see a movie with someone that you love. On the exhale, let's keep that one. Breathe in another one. Maybe this thought makes you feel grateful. Maybe it makes you thankful for something you got to do, a place you got to visit, or someone that you love. Let's save that one too. Let's breathe in. What thought comes to mind? maybe it was a time when you were not feeling so great because maybe you did something that hurt someone's feelings. On our exhale, let's let that go, but yet remember that we would like to be forgiven for that action. So maybe we need to deal with that. And we also need to forgive our own self for it. Let's breathe in again. Maybe this thought was about lunch, and maybe it was so yummy. Maybe it wasn't today's lunch, but it was another lunch, and oh, it was delicious, and you're remembering it. Let's keep that one too. Exhale that one to stay inside. We're going to open our eyes and open our hands big and close our hands big and close. Give them a little shake. Let's use our unicorn form one more time to make big circles in the sky. Let's go the other way. Now as we do this, let's notice how we're feeling. Maybe we're feeling warm and yummy. Yeah, I hope so. I am so glad that you joined me for this class today. I had so much fun with you. And hopefully we can do this again next week, especially because we will be home with needing some things to do, right? Well, I'm going to save this video so you can either send it to a friend or you can watch it again another day. That's fine with me, but I'm serious about those rainbow butterflies. I really want to see the pictures and I really want to know about their experience. So make it awesome for me, all right? We're going to sign off now. And I hope that you all have an awesome day, even though it's raining outside. We're still going to find lots of fun stuff to do and share lots of love with everybody that we find. Y'all have a good day.